Hey guys, and welcome back to another Conan Exiles video. Today we're going to be looking over how to properly decorate your home in the exiled lands. This guide is, like my build videos, catered towards decorating in a roleplay setting, so it isn't necessarily something that will work for PvP gameplay. However, some of these tips are definitely transferable between all game modes. This was a request again from Kraken, a new but frequent viewer. If you have any suggestions for guides like this, or things you'd like to see me build in the future, feel free to leave them either in the comments or come and chat on Discord. This guide is designed of course for Conan Exiles, but can also suit various other games such as Rust, Ark, Fallout 4 and more, as the core concepts are indeed transferable. So without further ado, let's get started. The first thing to look at when you're decorating a build is the concept of flow. This is something that needs to be felt out as opposed to something that can be objectively described, but it's basically the way the build is meant to be traversed, and building around those concepts. This can include putting important things directly in the line of sight, having clean pathways through and between rooms, and ensuring larger decorations such as tables create clear lines within rooms. However, flow is more of a byproduct of focused decoration. Focus decoration is the idea of structuring the decorations of a room around a certain element, either a centerpiece or a space. As opposed to just throwing decorations around the room, furnishing with focus decoration is a way to create structure within a room. Right now you can see some pictures on screen from some of my past builds, all of which were built with focus decoration in mind. You can see they are decorated with either centerpieces in mind, denoted by blue highlight, or with space in mind, denoted by green. It is just as important to utilise negative space as it is to decorate your build properly, giving a good amount of room for your furnishings to sit and breathe. When it comes to smaller decorations such as cups, planters, etc., angles are your friend. This was something I learned in Fallout 4 whilst creating settlements there. Simply placing small furnishings at an angle can make the decoration feel much more alive, and make the build feel like it's being lived in. If you look around your room right now, or wherever you are, not everything is placed in a uniform fashion. If it is, you might have a slight OCD problem. This is something that should be emulated in-game. Having smaller decorations placed at angles can make them feel like they've been used recently. Also, things should be placed in areas of convenience. Take for example a desk. Whilst it may look nice and neat to have just one book perfectly centred on the desk itself, think about how somebody who writes or reads a lot may actually have their desk set out. Notes on the table and walls, multiple books, a cup nearby, these little touches in decoration are what makes your build go from a house to a home, or whatever purpose it's trying to fill. Another great idea is to use wall decorations often, but not to overuse them. It's a fine line. It's a good idea to have some tapestries or trophies around the build, but if your walls are absolutely covered in them, you may have a problem. Same for carpets. One or two in certain rooms can make the build feel much better, and in some cases a lot more luxurious, but having the entire floor covered in them, not so great. Don't forget to decorate your storage spaces as well. Jugs, for example, are great for this concept. In Conan Exiles, jugs come in various shapes, sizes and materials, and are great for making an impression and making your storage space feel purposeful, as opposed to just a few neatly stacked chests. Lighting is also very important. Whilst in-game the night does get very dark, and it is often beneficial to have a fully functional lighting system that illuminates the entire build throughout, lighting can actually be used wonderfully to create the perfect atmosphere. Think about lighting logically. If you have windows in the dining room, you can get away with very little lighting because at night, it's doubtful this room will be in use. Don't be afraid to, of course, experiment with different types of lighting and positioning of their sources to create different atmospheres in your builds. A great idea that I use occasionally is to just use hanging torches. Hanging torches on some of the higher vaulted roofs will create a lot of shadowy depth in the corners of the build, and overall make the build feel both deeper and more atmospheric. Finally, of course, don't forget that, just like many other things, these rules are made to be broken at times. Sometimes they're just not practical, or don't work for the atmosphere you want in the build or the theme, and that is when you need to decide to break them. Ultimately, deciding to adhere to or break the rules is up to you, and it's just something you'll learn with time. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you've enjoyed this video and found it helpful. If you have, leave a like and let me know in the comments if there is anything you'd like me to create a guide for in the future, or if you have any suggestions for structures you'd like to see me build. Don't forget to join our Discord through the link in the description and check out the channel whilst you're there. I'm posting regular Conan Exiles build guides on Sundays, along with some occasional midweek videos, with our next build being the Witch's Hut this Sunday. If you like the content on the channel, hit subscribe and turn on the notification bell to be the first to see the next video, and join us on the road to 10,000 subscribers. Again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.